Okay, well, here we are. Taking the carburetor off of the old Econoline, get it rebuilt. Things run like crap. I guess I'll just do a quick little go through on what's what once I get it apart and get it dry and get this gas out of here. Don't want to bring the gas into the house. And I'll do like the work on these insides so it's nice and clean. Alright, well, we'll be back with this apart and clean. Yeah, that there ain't no good at all. No sir, that there is ugly. I'm gonna vat this, man. I'm gonna put this in the vat. All right. Look here. Take this here 4 screws off there. And 4 screws come off. I already took my float out. See, float valve. Float valve right here. Let's see how right here go up and down. It makes the float valve work. Got that fuel in. Main needle, main float jet there. It'll pumper thing. You'll see the inside in a minute. All right. Yeah, hold on. Okay, well, found out what it was. It's our plunger and our main jet right there. What happened was the main jet flapper valve is stripped out. So when it goes to pull up, it's not pulling the jet up with it. So what I'm going to do is I've got my anvil here and I got this little guy right here, and I'm just going to probably grab a little mallet or something, and I'm just going to slowly peen it out. Since how there's no threads there anyway, right? They're all worn out. If I beat it, I think I can round that edge off. You know, here somewhere. I should be able to round it off and make it fit that cap a little better. What's going on is the cap itself, if you can see it here, is split. And I can't crimp it because if you look real close down in there you can see a hole. So what I've got to do is the best I can to get it back on the road. So I'm going to peen this thing over and we'll see how it turns out. Okay. All done, nice and mushroomed. I think that's the way to go. Get it in there, get it crimped, and then I'm gonna file a little bit in the backside so I can get a lip in there, so I can hammer it in there a little bit. We'll see what happens. Okay, I think it's fixed. Better than it was. We'll see what happens. Wish me luck. Okay, well, here we are. Had to make us a gasket here, and I didn't like the looks of this guy here. A little hard. So I went ahead and got another one to cover it too. So I went ahead and made those 2 gaskets, and I think we should be good to go now. Alrighty, well, we'll see what happens. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Take it a second to get the feel to it, I'm sure. What? I don't know what it just sucked out of there. Alright, well, it took a minute. Let's see what happens now. Oh, really? What the hell, man? I don't know what's going on. Well, it's running again. Awesome. Time for a tune-up. Okay, well, here we are. We're back in the E100. I've made adjustments to the carburetor. Basically rebuilt it. Had to do that little funky thing with the float. I'm sorry, the enricher primer? I forget what they call it. It's a secondary plunger. For some reason, it pulls most of the fluid out and actually lets it bypass with a vacuum. So it's actually the main jet, and they call it a secondary. So don't ask me why they're hello Ecos. Anyway, alright, so EcoVan 65. I did a bunch of carburetor adjustments, and I'm having a very hard time finding the right adjustments for the timing. There is no sawtooth, so I'm having to guess. I'm doing it by ear. I took a vacuum gauge out earlier and gave it a shot. I may do a video later on that if however the comments go. But basically, I've got it tuned up. I think she's ready to roll. We'll see what happens. Let's give it a shot here. She's not wanting to. The gears aren't doing what I wanted to do. So here we go. Let's see what happens here. If it only ran that well under power, we'd be alright. But unfortunately, time is not quite right. Might have some blow-by going on the rings, don't quite know. I'm still going to bet that the carburetor needs some serious attention, and of course, the good old favorite, the good favorite of that Ford Vacuum Advance. Well, of course, it's been disconnected, and I expect issues with that. So I've got it really close with it being just a straight untimed motor. It's pulling okay. I could use a little bit more on the top end, but these things only pulling 4,500. There's not much top end to them. So basically I'm stuck with what I got. I would like to get more out of it, but here we are. This is 1965. It's not going to be, a high revving motor anytime soon anyway. But yeah, so this is where we're at, and that's what she sounded like so far. So Next, I think I'm going to go underneath of it because I've got some issues with the oil, and we're going to check these issues with the oil going on and see what I can do to make it a little bit more drivable and, you know, user-friendly. I've got some other modifications I want to do. I just wanted to check with some folks to see if it was possible to do. If not, I'm going to have to fabricate some stuff. But since our last video, I've kind of decided that I think I'm going to put a floor shifter on this thing and kind of rat it out a little bit. I don't want to do anything too severe to it. I want to leave it as original, body-wise, unmolested body-wise as I can. I'm going to remove some leaf springs. I'm going to drop it as low as I possibly can. I'm going to probably put some bags on it if I can find a way to do it without molesting the frame too bad, because these are monobody or unibody. That issue is really what plagues these guys. As far as major modifications, it takes a skilled hand, and they're galvanized frames, so they're dangerous to work around. I don't know, I've got some options to look at, and until then, you know, I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. Make it drivable, make it a daily driver, make it usable. So first things first, let's stop this thing hemorrhaging some oil. Get that straightened out. I got it running, so let's go ahead and stop it from hemorrhaging all this oil and make it a little bit eco-friendly, like it's supposed to be in the 60s at least, to halfway decent standards of any time in the, let's say, 70s, 80s, where it's not dropping a quart of oil every 5 miles. So yeah, we'll go from there, and we'll see what's going on. So next time you see me, we should be up underneath of it looking at some oil, and then we're going to jack it up and lower it, all right? Pull some springs out, man. All right, then. Until next time.